Yo, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to my channel, Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James. I am here to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. It might have in this video. There wasn't really too much of nothing going on. But over to my right or my left, whichever how you looking, I have my girl, Mrs. Best, aka Amina, with me, co-hosting as she always does. Say what's up, y'all.
Hello. Happy
Yes,
Wednesday. It's Wednesday, yes.
it is Wednesday. This year is going by way too quick.
It's
So I'm just
August.
It is. It is officially August. I am like, what the hell?
Right.
So, but you know what? I want everyone, before we begin, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to both channels. Mrs. Best's channel is in my description box and will be on your screen shortly. So also make sure that, you know, you are liking the videos and make sure you get that up there because we're not seeing if you don't like us. So we need to make sure you like. And also, Mrs. Best is close to that 500K or 500. She will be at 500K, trust me. But 500 subscriber count, y'all. She is almost there, you guys. Y'all better show my girl some love and subscribe to her channel, Mrs. Best, because she is
Thank
working her
you.
ass
We'll
off
let
to
you
get to where she
monetize
is.
now at 500 subscribers.
Nice.
I was like,
That's
what?
it, subscribers are hard to get now. So you know what?
Yes, very.
So I'm just like, no. Hey. So let's go ahead and let's get started. So we're talking about Belle Collective. This is season 3, episode 10, which I don't even know if they were supposed to even air this episode because it never came back on after it aired. That's crazy.
Oh, they never replayed it?
They never replayed it. It's not on YouTube. There's nothing of this episode.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's odd.
So that is odd, isn't it?
Especially for
So
a newer network, like you want.
yeah, I don't know what happened there. So hey, but this episode nonetheless was really just about, this was made it to the blogs now. I guess it did a week early is, Sophia Shante pressing charges against Selena. So I'm just gonna go ahead and ask you, how do you feel about Sophia Shante pressing charges against Selena?
So if here's the thing, obviously Selena, so both of them could have left each other alone at the event, but they didn't. However, the only person who got physical and made a threat of being physical, I still stand by So Gucci. You cannot say to somebody, "What you gonna do? Try me." Take off your glasses and charge at them, and then file charges against them. It's a little comical, but I think on a serious note, listen, all the stuff that's happened, not to get serious on everybody in recent times, we understand the struggle we're dealing with police in America, especially as Black people and y'all in the South. I don't really think it's responsible to just be calling the police on people when you're not actually in danger. You're not in danger.
Mm,
That's my whole thing. And as Black people, we got to be careful with that because they already don't take us seriously. They're already less likely to help us. So why are you wasting resources that could be going to somebody like Latrice who might need a cop at her house or two? But I mean, why are you taking resources from people who actually need the justice system? And it's got nothing to do with, like, I don't follow hood politics, the whole don't snitch and this and that. I believe mind your business, don't snitch or nothing like that unless your own freedom's at risk. But listen, there's no reason to file charges. And then she files charges. It's like, I haven't seen the grandbaby yet. And why would they want you to see their grandchild when you're trying to put their grandchild's maternal grandparent behind bars? I'm like, what does she expect to come of that? Like, to file charge? She's trying to destroy Selena because in the South, the charge really can affect you.
oh, absolutely. And I feel like this is my personal opinion. I feel like she's pressing these charges because one, she is embarrassed, and then two, it will one up her in situations where it will really ruin Selena. And I think that that's kind of messed up. But also, it could really backfire because I have seen a judge
Mm.
Basically wait to see an altercation to see who hit who first and say, okay, that's who going to jail. So this may backfire on So Gucci. So
I think I think it will. I mean, it already is on the personal realm. So
yeah, it already is. And if I
yeah,
was Selena, I would press charges too. I don't know why she hasn't. And maybe she has. I don't know. They didn't pull the
because
documents.
unlike So Gucci, Selena understands and can take accountability. Selena's like, okay, I did come at you, but So Gucci's not acknowledging she did. I think she intentionally provoked that woman. And if
Mhm.
Selena was smart, she should hire an attorney and maybe not file charges with the police department, but countersue for defamation,
Oh,
assault,
absolutely. I would
all of
countersue for
that.
whatever criminal charges that she is pressing against me. I would press against her
Yeah, because I don't think.
because that's the only way that you really will avoid. Like, if it really came down to, because Selena has proof that this girl charged at her first and that she was defending herself.
Mhm.
So I feel like whatever criminal charges Soguchi pressed against her, she should press the same. And that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah, I think that's also fair. Either way, it's stupid to do. And I don't know if we're talking about JJ too, since that was all that really.
We can bring him up now. We ain't gonna go in order. Let's just, kind of
Yeah,
bring up the main
listen,
points.
with JJ, I just like I took a note so that I wouldn't go off into a tangent because it bothered me. JJ was talking to Soguchi and he was like, the girls and this and that, they just gonna have to work through it and we'll all forgive each other. And my thing is I'm like, JJ, maybe before that would happen, but in this situation, their mother, like that's their mom. Your wife, it sounds like, has been an ongoing issue. And now she's taken the issue to a point where it can't be solved outside of the family. TV is one thing, but now you've brought the law into it. I think for a lot of people, family or not, once the law is brought into it, like things are just forever changed. So it's just, I don't know. JJ needs to understand that your kids may not forgive you for this. And he needs to act like a person who's grateful to see his grandkids. Because honestly, if that was me or a lot of people I know, you don't need to see my grandchild. You don't need to see my husband. You don't need to see me. You don't need to see any of that because you're attached to that leech of a woman. It's
And
wild.
and I agree because to me, I don't think she has had any consideration for the family. Like, I really don't think that if you really felt like in that moment you were that threatened by that lady, why not remove yourself from the event? Because what people neglect to mention is that Sophia Shante Soguchi walked into that event with a stank ass attitude. So it wasn't like she was all happy and cheerful and going up to hug everybody and just happened to see Selena and just moved to the left. She intentionally wanted to start. I think the energy was for Latrice personally. I don't think that was supposed to be for Selena.
Well, that's the
But
thing. Either way is bad because you either went to that event to fuck with Latrice or to fuck with Selena. Either way, so Gucci went to that event to ruffle somebody's feathers and
mhm.
to provoke somebody. So I feel like that's dangerous when it comes to cast members feeling the need to press charges against other cast or things like that. Like, I think that's when you should get rid of people. I just
Absolutely. I don't think she should be back next season. I
because
really don't.
outside of JJ, what is interesting about So Gucci?
Nothing.
I'm just trying to
We
understand that
just
I know I'm not the
I
biggest belt.
think because her over the top attitude makes her the Nene-esque of, because that's what she reminds me of, is the Nene-esque. No accountability, no nothing. So it's
Yeah,
just
and also just that she doesn't have a gauge for like appropriateness. Because when Ikeisha was talking about her blood pressure,
we gonna get to
so
that in a minute because I
Gucci's
was like, wait a
response
minute.
at first was to make it about herself. Why you didn't tell me? I. And she gave the whole episode. She reminded me of Nene because that's something Nene would do. Like we love Nene and she's reality TV gold, but a lot of the people who are reality TV gold are not the best people.
No, not at all. Not in the slight bit. We just love them for reality TV and
Yeah.
that is it.
So
So
Gucci's
moving on.
crazy. I think that she's gonna see that not as many people who she thought would be on her side
Because
are
low
gonna
key,
be
I don't
on
think
your
Ikeisha is on her side
side. She
after
fucked
this
up. You
episode.
should have filed charges the day that happened if you were so
Right.
impacted. You should have filed charges at the hospital when they asked you since you went to get some because she was bleeding. Why didn't you file charges there? Because they ask you if you want to. All
Hmm.
hospitals do it. So I
Yeah,
just
she's full of shit, and this is, this is irritating to me. But moving on, let's get off of them for a minute. So let's go ahead with Leticia. So Leticia meets with her mom at this restaurant. She mentions two things that I felt were like, wait, what did I just hear? The book about side chicks are winning, and she wants to take these brunches on a tour.
is that what the brunches were for? The side chicks are winning?
No, 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 no. These are two different things. So when Letitia came on this show, that's what she was known for, supposedly, is throwing these upscale brunches for entrepreneurial women, black women specifically. So now she wants to go back to that idea because, mind you, we didn't forgot about that, you know, and it was for a good reason. We forgot that she used to do these brunches because the last brunch she did, she had burnt waffles and crispy ass bacon. So we, forgot about that. So now that she's bringing that back, I was like, okay, I only have two things for the brunches. Letitia, don't cook the food yourself. Get an actual caterer if you're gonna do this, because that shit was ridiculous that one time. And then make sure your plates are clean because you're gonna have people like Ikeisha that's going to judge it if it's not. Which I don't want a dirty plate as well, but I'd have felt like I wouldn't have made a big spectacle about it the way Ikeisha did. So, but and this first venture, the side chicks are winning. I'm trying to figure out what the hell, why the fuck, and all of that are you doing? Because isn't this what you and your husband was separating for? Why are we doing this? I'm lost.
Listen, Letitia is so Gucci, the two Bells on this show, as a person who's come into Belle Collective as a new watcher. They the two with fake ass careers. They say that they do things, but you can't really say that they do them. And then the things that you can see that they do, you can't really call a career. So that's all I'm gonna say. So I'm
I
not
mean, you could call it a career, but it's not entrepreneurship. Well, Letitia's maybe, but Sophia Shante Soguchi, absolutely not. That is a regular
They
career.
also
Regular.
both do things that don't require intellect or talent of any sort. Anybody can buy
Letitia's
a
definitely does
building.
not.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
anybody
but
can do
I
that.
don't know about Sophia Shante Soguchi because we still don't know what kind of real estate she does. Because
Listen, if she is a leasing consultant, a high priced one, listen, you're good. Anybody can learn real estate. Like that's how, I mean, that's part of the American dream originally. So, if you can't learn real estate, hey, I'm sorry, but most able-bodied people can understand and learn real estate, especially
yep,
when you don't need certain licenses that other states require in order for you to practice it in your state, you know. And she says
yeah,
that she's a personal trainer, but
we haven't seen it.
has
Yeah,
that lipo
we're
belly also. You can tell when people have had lipo by their
but
belly.
the thing about it is we have not seen that. The things that she
She's
says
never
she
showed it?
does, we have not seen that. Like the one moment you could have shown us when Ikeisha was buying a house, she had to go with somebody else as well. So that to me says you really don't have the license to do what you're doing, or you're unaware of how real estate really does work. Because why aren't you having Ikeisha, once Marie told you about the non-competitive agreement, why didn't you have Ikeisha sign that if that was really your homegirl? And then Ikeisha, once again, I ask this question again. Why did you choose a different realtor? And then having a smart comment about, you know, Latrice getting another realtor. Oh, it's because Ikeisha had the decency to call Gucci and say, I'm going with another realtor. Because that was the whole issue.
They don't have any reason to have an issue. That's the thing with this season of Bell Collective so far for me. We're 10 episodes in, and I just feel like, ooh, the lighting changed. I just feel like they're arguing about the same things, and the things that they're arguing about don't really have
Hmm.
that much meaning and should not be
Right.
that deep. It's almost petty. It
And
is.
I'm also mad at Letitia as well for outing her mom about being married 6 times.
Listen, let me explain something to everybody. You should not take marital advice from somebody who's been divorced multiple times
Has
ever.
she been divorced? I didn't hear her say the word divorce.
I think she had been married for 6 times, I thought. But
She's
either
been married
way,
6 times, but there's also an alternative of how you can end a marriage.
either way, if
I'm
you've
not
had
trying to put that
that
on that
many,
lady,
if
but what I'm
you have had
saying is,
that many partners, okay, I don't want to take any form of marital advice from you. Not even career advice, because you can't tell me how to have a career and love. I don't want shit from you. I'm just
I'm
kidding.
gonna be honest with you. The advice she was giving Latrice sitting, I mean not Latrice, Leticia sitting at that table, that was the right advice.
It was the right advice. I'm just saying, like, she
No,
should
I
start the
think
person to be giving
there is
advice.
definitely a bigger issue there than her just bringing that up. I think she's embarrassed by that. And I think that's why she stays with Glenn, is that she's embarrassed that her mother has to be married so many times.
Well, yeah, I would too.
But
Shit.
my thing is this: if you, I don't know how many of those relations out of those 6 marriages, which ones were due to infidelity if they were divorced. Which one of them sixes were due to infidelity? Which one of them sixes were verbal abuse? Which one of those out of those six was controlling? Like I'm trying to figure out like why Letitia is so dead set on not going forward with the man who continues to make the same mistake. I'm trying to figure that out. So her mentioning her mama being married six
Because
times,
Letitia, I've been peeping her the last few episodes. And I think that's why production is, aside from her being cool with most of the people,
right?
Letitia, I'm hip to her. I know her number. I'm telling you, she's a fake nice girl. I don't think much about her that she portrays on this show down to personality and all of that is real. I just don't. I think that a lot of what Letitia shows us is what she wants us to see. It seems like she's trying to portray herself as the fun, happy-go-lucky one that gets along with everybody. And it's like, okay, that's fine, but even the ones who are that way have to be able to explain some type of personality. Like Cynthia Bailey's a good example. She kind of got along with a lot of people, but we still got some type of something from her. Letitia says all this stuff and then she never really, the way that Soguchi is with her jobs, that's Letitia with her life. Like she tells you stuff, but you don't actually ever really see it. That's why I hate to defend Marie, but at least Marie, when she shows you her personal life and things like that, she seems to stick by the things that she says, and she seems to be raw with family. But Letitia is like, oh, I'm going through this, and I all the DNA tests. Like, girl, you and Glenn been playing this game. I think they both cheat on each other. I don't think they're gonna ever get a divorce, and that's just how I feel. I don't. I think she's fine with the cycle that she's in. I think underneath it all, she's probably insecure.
Oh,
But
most definitely. That's the first thing when I she first came on our screen. That was the first thing I noticed is that there's a level of insecurity that I feel is so prevalent at her big age that I'm just like, okay, so at what point do you seek therapy? And at what point do you really look at your life and go, okay, why am I not progressing mentally? Why am I still in this age where I'm still fighting with this my husband who has, entertained women online, who has cheated, who allegedly had a baby
no,
that
because
we kind of
Letitia, when she was meeting with her mom, she said had a lot to say about. Uh, it seemed like her kid is with her mama more than with her. And I'm like, okay, so you crying and you saying, and I'm not trying to be shady, but I just peeped this after a couple episodes. Whenever something happens with the little boy, he seems to be with her mom or a family member. Whenever she discusses stuff with Glenn and it don't go his way, suddenly her and her son are going to be moving away. I feel like she one of the moms who drop him off and leave him with the grandparents while she goes and does what she does, which I'm sure a lot of people does. But then she try to use the kid and tells everybody else that she's just got this big struggle and all this other stuff. It just seems like her mama is doing a lot. And then when I looked at her interacting with her son, I was like,
mm,
this is this is
suspect.
weird. You're interacting with him as if like he's visiting you for the weekend or something. Like the parent that I can't say you fully absent, but that you're a little less comfortable around because they're not as that's how he was acting around her.
Hmm.
I was just like, and then looking at Letitia and Glenn and the dumbass post. Sometimes it's not happy anniversary. It's just the anniversary. Shut the fuck.
Right. That post still takes me for.
I'm just looking at it. I'm like, I don't think Leticia is. I think her mom is raising the boy,
Mm.
but
So moving on to speaking of raising, moving on to Ikeisha. So Ikeisha has some health issues that have come a musk, and see, and this is why I tell you, ladies, about having children in your late 50s and shit, and you thinking that it's supposed to be that you could keep up with them. Them kids is driving Ikeisha crazy. She got high blood pressure, and I think she mentioned that her mom, her biological mom, and aunt both
yeah,
died of high blood pressure and a stroke. So Ikeisha, this is where we talk about, this is why people have nannies. This is why people have, help, because you in Mississippi by yourself, you have all these businesses, and you have all these projects that you're trying to do while trying to also obtain two small children. And remember, you and Tampa are in y'all 50s. So y'all can't be doing all of this because allegedly the word on the curb, which I still have not seen, is that Tampa is pregnant. I have not seen it, and that's alleged because I did not see it. I do not know. But I would need y'all to sit y'all asses down. I'm gonna need y'all to stop. Willie, I'm gonna need you to bring your ass to Mississippi more than what you doing
I
because this
don't
is
buy it. I
ridiculous.
feel like she was just talking. I feel like her doctor probably told her pressure is high, but I never heard a person talk about their blood pressure is so high to where they need to make lifestyle changes, but not give a number of where that pressure is. Yeah, I got this high blood pressure.
Um,
What is your blood pressure, bro? You're on TV. What, like, this will be an opportunity to educate people on a high blood pressure, which a high blood pressure, if your systolic numbers over
no,
one.
she looked no, no, no. I don't.
But
I
I'm
mean, I
like,
see what you're saying, but I don't agree with that
I hate
because
when people do that. Like, don't come on TV talk about you got this wrong and then you're not really giving no
no. Let
details
me
on.
explain. Let me because I see where you're coming from, but I don't 100 when it comes to Aisha. No, I actually believe it. I
Mm,
believe the high blood pressure. I believe she's exhausted. She looks tired every time we see her. We always at her
good.
house. She always running after them kids. We see it, and so I'm not one to
I
like
just
not
want to
believe
know.
her.
You got high blood pressure. What the fuck is the reading? Like, educate the people. They missed the ball on
No, I
stuff
want
you
to
should
know
do if you're
why.
on TV.
I want to know why you thought in your mind, which is which I said last week, it was some bullshit about her trying to come on this show. I think she felt played, and this is why she did this shit. Because why would you come to Mississippi? Your husband is still in New Jersey. You have two small children under the age of 10. Why the hell would you bring your ass here by yourself with the two kids? You don't look like you have help. You got all aunties and cousins and sisters and shit. Ain't none of them there but to, drink with you. So
Because
I'm like
she's
trying to
the
figure
side chick. She's the child of the side chick. So I have a feeling that even though she has her family and stuff, I feel like that might
would it
be.
get you a damn nanny? I don't understand. You all
I
have the
think with
money.
Keisha's, that's a good point. And I think that's why I'm not really that empathetic to her situation. You put yourself in that situation. There's a lot of
Yes.
people out there who can't escape the stressors of their life. You chose to move. And then the second thing, who the fuck chooses to move their kids and their family to Mississippi? Unless you're teaching at University of Mississippi or one, because they have a lot of some of the best colleges are in
Right,
Mississippi,
they do.
which
Absolutely they
people, a
do.
lot of people don't know that, but it's true. But like their actual like school system, the education system, the water crisis, the lack of jobs, the weather issues, the like, why would you, as a person who has the ability to be somewhere else, move your family and stuff there? Now I understand she's from there and she wants to make a change and do something good, but it's like your kids could have been in Jersey. There's a way to have done it, as
I just
millions.
felt like, yeah, I felt like one, if you were going to go there by yourself and Willie couldn't have come with you on this journey to Mississippi, then you needed to hire somebody if you really did not have the help. To me, it seemed like she thought maybe she would have had the help, and that's why
Mm,
she did this move. Because there's no way in my mind, I cannot fathom if I have two small children, I have businesses to run on top of that, and then I took on a huge project where I need to be in the city council looking at permits and stuff and looking at approvals. There's no way I'm not thinking, oh my God, my children, I need to get, that's the first thing I'm doing. I need a nanny. I'm sorry, Willie,
well,
I'm moving to Mississippi for this show and this opportunity. We need to get a nanny because I cannot take her to say, oh, you need to bring your ass to Mississippi. We cannot, like, one of the two has to happen. There's no way. There's no way. Like I'm looking at Ikeisha, like no, and she looks tired. Like Ikeisha, let me explain.
She do be on camera like
She
a
on camera looking like I'm
regular person.
telling you. There's a movie. I cannot remember this movie's name, but it had Lisa Ray in it. I cannot and the dad from Next Friday, Day Day's daddy, Don DC Curry. I can't think of the name of this movie, but there was a lady who looked like Ikeisha, a very skinny version, and was looking like Mama can't talk to my kids. Like every time she would go to the payphone, Mama, please let me talk to my kids. And you could tell she was on drugs. And it was like, but she looked so tired and exhausted. And it was like, and that's what Ikeisha was like looking like. She looked exhausted and tired. She like she can't keep up. And that's why I said when you have your children late in life like this is the consideration you have to keep. Like we look at Kenya Moore. She just fell on her ass twice and she got dehydrated in Birmingham. You have to understand, y'all are older, having these young ass kids, and y'all can't keep up with these kids, and y'all know y'all can't. So that's why I'm like, y'all.
Either way, I hope she gets well soon. I'm tired of her on this show though.
My sentiments exactly. I want her to be well. I want her to get a nanny, and Ikeisha, take your ass off the show, please, because I'm sick of you filming at your house. I'm sick of looking at you in your house. If I see you
I'm
in your house,
tired of
I'm
that
going to
damn
scream.
sectional. I'm tired of seeing her on that sectional.
Me
I'm
too. I'm
tired.
tired of.
I'm tired of the same ass fucking kids coming up to her, nappy headed and crying. I'm. Listen. I respect it because a lot of people aren't that involved with your kids. But if you can afford the help, there is nothing wrong
There's
with
nothing wrong
it.
with help. I'm sorry. I'm not one of those people that think like, oh my God, you have a nanny. Oh my God, you are lazy. No, it take a fucking village to raise some children, especially two small ones. I am sorry. If I can afford to get one, I am going to have one. And I ain't gonna have no fine ass, which y'all be getting these days. Y'all crazy as hell. Ain't Jemima or Thelma from Mama's Family or somebody finna walk up in this house. Ain't no way in hell. Like I need somebody old, and not for that reason, but for the reason I need grandma to make the pancakes from scratch. I need all that.
Somebody who does not believe in
Yeah.
gentle parenting. Like, listen,
Hmm.
the shit don't work. The you see the kids and the way these kids is acting, fighting teachers, pulling out guns.
Yes,
Look,
I'm no.
that's
I
all the
need
people our age, these 80s and early
absolutely
90s
they and
kids
they
who was
no
having kids
exactly.
thinking they knew what they was doing. Now look at your kids fucking up society.
Hell, hell, I was. You know what I was just thinking? I need Miss Gomez from Married to Medicine. You know, Anila and Doctor. I need Miss Gomez because the fact that that baby said he was crying over some pinto beans. I ain't eat pinto beans until I was grown. So if you get my baby to eat some pinto beans, oh, you right nanny for me. That's I'm
Cook
just saying.
food.
Yes. So moving on. Latrice meets up with Josh because she was mad about him telling Ikeisha what was going on in her household. This is alleged, and I'm gonna say this on my channel. This is
Oh,
alleged. Do
boy.
not run with this shit. Something tells me that Josh, Cliff, and Latrice had a threesome,
Probably. Because
and this is alleged. This is alleged. I'm not saying they did, but but in my mind, because why I get she's mad at him telling Ikeisha, but he didn't tell Ikeisha like he said. He didn't say anything that wasn't going to be already revealed on the show. Like he just told her early. It was messy, absolutely. I'm not discrediting. That was a messy thing to do. But at the same time, I wouldn't have went to that far length to say, "Oh my God, you went beyond my trust" or whatever. He did seem concerned for his friend. And since you're on a show with this lady, maybe more eyes could see. Because I think he was holding back a lot when he was telling Ikeisha the mess. I really do. I think he was holding back a lot. I feel like there's a lot more he could have told Ikeisha. He just didn't do so. And I understand Latrice being mad, but at the same time, I'm like, this could have been your way out realistically. If you wanted to get out, that is. What did you think about that conversation?
I just feel like number one, y'all waited hella long to talk. That was weird. So I'm like, when you wait that long to talk, I'm like, just let it go. But that's
Hmm.
me. Like, I'm not about to. If it's not like that deep and I care about I'm not gonna do that. But I agree that Josh should not. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes, y'all. I do agree that Josh should not have vented to Ikeisha. At the end of the day, you know, if you know that, I think that if you guys are friends, outside of the show, then it should be common sense as her friend to not vent about her to people on the show. They're new, all of them. So
Mhm.
that's really all I had to say with that. As for Latricia's friend was like, you could have called me because I know Latrice. You got my
Oh
number.
yeah, that was
And
another thing.
Josh was like, oh well, I don't know her like that, but
No, I
why?
want to pose. I want to pose this
He knows
question.
Latrice like that. Why are you gonna go talk to somebody who don't know Latrice like that about Latrice and what's going on in her house?
But
Or
what would make that situation any different? I understand what you're saying about Ikeisha versus the friend, but what would have made that situation any different? You're still telling business that potentially that friend still did not know.
The only reason I say that is because Josh claims the reason he said something was coming from a place of like frustration about his friend. So
Right.
either way, I'm not the type that's gonna go talk to, and we've had mutual friends. I'm not gonna go talk to like Crystal or someone about stuff that you're telling me or that you could be going through or anything like that. Just because I think you just got to be careful with that with people. You don't
You
want to
do,
go.
but at the same time, I'm not the kind of person, and this is what makes me different from a lot of people. If that's your experience in my household, I cannot get mad at you for telling somebody, yeah, it may be a mutual friend. But to me, I'm the kind of person where you're allowed to have your experiences and you're allowed to vent to whoever you want to. Now, Ikeisha was messy bringing it back to Latrice in the way that she did. I honestly believe that. And I said that
You
in that
could have
video.
brought it. I was happy to see that Ikeisha did bring it to Latrice instead of
Around to the group. That and
yeah.
that's why I'm saying, even though it was messy for her to go back and tell Latrice that, because I would have told her, look, just don't say anything, or if it gets back to her, just say it was just love of concern, which is what she did. But I just feel like I'm not gonna get mad like that. I really like because you're allowed to your experience. Like I'm not gonna agree with your experience, but I'm not
The other
mad because
thing
you
too,
said it.
Latrice got a bad habit, regardless of if there's potential domestic violence or anything like that going on. Like Latrice has a bad habit of wanting and expecting people to not basically say anything about her spouse or have an
It's
issue.
blind loyalty.
It's
It's
like
like, yeah,
you
you don't.
can't just expect people to be yes men to your husband like you are. You said I do, not them.
Well, my thing is this, and this is what I said. In times when you are married, it's not good to have someone living in your house as a guest because of that. Like, if you really had it the way I think you have it, Latrice, you would have got Josh an apartment that's close to you, or would have had him in a hotel or something until that got
Or
resolved,
the guest house of
or the
that
guest house,
was
or
big. I'm
something.
sure
Yeah,
there was
yeah.
somewhere he could have been. He didn't have to be up under y'all like that. So
Which is why I felt like she did that on purpose, so that way she could have somebody to witness whatever goes on. I feel like Josh has seen a lot more, and he just kept quiet in concern of
oh,
his
we said
friend.
that in earlier recaps. I just wish, for the sake of their friendship, like stop talking about it on camera because obviously you got shit going on in your household you don't want to come out. So,
Right. You should have had Josh on the show if that was the case. Like I would have said, hey, let's keep this
mhm.
separate. Like don't go on the show. Let's keep this separate. You ain't
Also,
even got to
he's a
be there.
makeup artist. He's gonna want to work and work with people outside of you who are well known. I wouldn't want anybody who has a job to where they could get around to all my peers, the press. I wouldn't want them to know or have them in my house. But
Mhm.
like you said, she probably had him in there for some type of benefit for
I'm.
herself.
It just sounds like that. So moving on. The last thing was this dinner that Ikeisha and Willie were hosting, which was so boring and so
I did
like
not care.
I was like, "What? So what?" The only thing I want to talk about out of this whole dinner was a question that Latrice asked, which was something about men cheating, or could you forget? What did she ask? I forgot already. I told you, do this based on memory.
I
But
literally tuned out that fucking dinner,
it was
bro.
so
I was like,
crazy. It was like,
this is
ugh.
stupid. This is stupid. JJ's just as messy as his wife. Um,
Absolutely.
and I don't know. Everybody loved JJ because of the god darn it and the personalities and stuff. Like, don't be fooled by JJ. What he's allowing his wife to do, that's him allowing his children to be disrespectful, allowing his relationships with grandchildren to be impacted. Like, he is not between a rock and a hard place. He's not, because So Gucci ain't got no job. I don't care what she say. So I guarantee you, if you tell her, I'm putting my foot down. You want to be married to me? You better get your shit together and get your raggedy little nappy headed weave of a daughter having ass together. And y'all better learn how to be respectful. If you don't have nothing nice to say, then just don't say nothing at all. I mean, stand there quietly. Shit. But JJ, I'm not fooled by him. He messy. He caught that stripper, I think, on purpose to air out Cliff because listen, Cliff was looking at that thing like he didn't know the next time he could. Like he has
You know,
missed
someone has
it.
said this in the messy Facebook group, and we got about 2 minutes, and then we're going to end this live. Someone has said this in the messy Facebook group. I think that Cliff wants Glenn, and I was like,
Listen, he chocolate like Latrice.
I didn't see at first. I didn't think of it like that, but then when I was all like, the plot
He
thickens.
looked at that thing too damn close. So I mean, I the whole group of men, they messy. JJ's messy. I'm tired of JJ is so Gucci. I did not care for the dinner. It's just a dinner with honestly the couples that no one.
Yes, exactly. No one cares. There was no Marie, no Tambra, which good. I didn't want to see the one of them this week.
Yeah.
But that was pretty much it, y'all. That was the show. It was so boring. A lot of good topics. You know, I don't know what's gonna happen with this whole Sophia Shante So Gucci versus Selena thing. I'm definitely gonna keep my ear to the blocks for this. But other than
She's
that,
stupid doing all this for a storyline, not realizing she's
mhm.
making Selena get more popular again.
Yes, exactly. But this is it, y'all. This is the show for Belle Collective season 3, episode 10. We are going to do a Real Housewives of Atlanta recap along with, some upcoming tea about the reunion, the seating chart, and the outfits have been released. So we're going to talk about that. So make sure you catch us on our next live. We're probably going to be there in the next 5 minutes. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe to both channels. Until the next live, you guys, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.